Big welcome to all of you. The next technique, number 4, we can basically say that this technique is giving us now a deep understanding of the first 3. And as Osho said, right, in his first one, I'm just going to state the first one was watch the gap between 2 breaths. The second one was watch the turning point between 2 breaths. And then of course the third one is watch the fusion point of 2 breaths. So the last one is then be aware when breathing stops. So the first one was a gap, the second one was a turning point, and the third one was a fusion point. And as you maybe have felt in your own meditation, each of these 3 are different. Now, when you observe how your breath is entering, how your breath is again going out, how is it that there is a bridging, right? In the first one, we were just going up and down. In the second one, I was creating like a circle. And in the third one, it was more like a fusion. I was going actually circling this way, right? Inhale down, exhale coming up. Now in the last one, and this is really fascinating, he says be aware when breathing stops. He's not even focusing on the in and the exhale. He's completely saying the stop, or when breathing stops, that's where we would like to focus on. So I'm going to read you the beginning, what he says here. First of all, I'm going to read how it's written in the sutras, right? Or when breath is all out, up, and stopped of itself, or all in, down, and stopped. In such universal pause, one small self vanishes. This is difficult only for the impure. So, most people would be like, what is he talking about? Impure? What does that mean? And he does say that that is difficult only for the impure. But who is the pure one, right? So he's going deep into this because people immediately feel offended. It is difficult for you. You cannot practice it. But you can feel it sometimes suddenly. You are driving a car and suddenly you feel there is going to be an accident. Breathing will stop. If it is out, it will remain out. If it is in, it will remain in. You cannot breathe in. You cannot breathe in such an emergency. You cannot afford it. Everything stops, departs. Your small self is only a daily utility. Now this is really interesting, right? Your small self. In emergency, you cannot remember it. It disappears, right? The small self. Who you are, the name, the bank balance, the prestige, everything just evaporates. Your car is just heading towards another car, another moment, and there will be death. In this moment, there will be a pause. Even for the impure, there will be a pause. Suddenly, breathing stops. If you can be aware in that moment, you can reach the goal. Zen monks have tried this method very much in Japan. That is why their methods seem very weird, absurd, and strange. They have done many inconceivable things. A master will throw someone out of the house. Suddenly the master will begin slapping the disciple without any rhyme or reason, without any cause. You were sitting with your master and everything was okay. You were just chit-chatting, and he will begin to beat you in order to create the pause. If there is any cause, the pause cannot be created. If you had abused the master and he started beating you, there is a causality. Your mind understands, I abused him and he's beating me. Really, your mind was expecting it already, so there is no gap. But remember, a Zen master will not beat you if you abuse him. He will laugh, because then laughter can create the pause. You were abusing him and you were saying nonsense things to him and you expected anger. But he starts laughing or dancing. That is sudden. That will create the pause. You cannot understand it. If you cannot understand, the mind stops, and when the mind stops, breathing stops. Either way, if breathing stops, mind stops. If mind stops, breathing stops. So, I will again, of course, go with you through the first three, because, like I said, it's really important that we feel that when we come to that place of stopping, right? It's first we focus very much of how it comes in. Is it coming two-way streets? Then how there's a fusion point, right? There is a turning point. And in the end, it's really not the in and the exhale, it's really the pause. It's really that moment where we realize, oh my God, a natural pause is happening because the diaphragm, your diaphragm is a reflex and is creating the in and the exhale. And of course, he says the impure for me is more someone that is not practicing meditation. And in that sense, he's not even aware of what's really going on. A pure one, has been meditating enough to actually even notice that there is a pause in your inhale and your exhale. So, let's begin. Sit again with your feet flat on the floor, bringing your right hand on top of the left, the thumb touching on top of your thighs, and leaning into the back of your chair. Then close your eyes with me and just feel how you take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. First, bring your awareness to the soles of your feet. Maybe they are in socks or in house shoes. Feel how the soles of your feet are touching the socks or the floor. Feel your right palm, back of your palm, inside of your left inner palm. Feel the right thumb touching the left thumb. And then feel the back touching the chair. Come now to your nostril and notice here how the air is streaming in and the air again is streaming out. Allow it to be a two-way street and allow simply your diaphragm to breathe in and to breathe out. And in that natural flow that you're trusting, you notice that this gap is created by a reflex, by your diaphragm. Relax into this rhythm. Relax into a feeling of this reflex that is natural and that is making you feel safe, that your breath will happen no matter what. Then start feeling that the breath is moving in to the belly. You're creating a half of the circle to your left. And exhale out of the belly. The other half is out of the right into your nostril. You inhale into the belly and you exhale out of the belly up into your nostril. So at this point, you're feeling your nostril and your belly. Circle to the left, inhale. Circle to the right, exhale. The third one, inhale to the back, a circle into the belly. Exhale in the front, the other half circle into the nostril. Fusing them, not making a turning point, but fusing them, making one circle of inhale and exhale. You're more than welcome to pick the one that felt instantly right to you. Right meaning that you felt light, you felt you were stepping out for a moment. Focus still on the in and exhale. And just become aware that in between the gap, the turning point, or the fusion is happening. And maybe the fourth technique is appearing. That stillness, that complete stopping of breathing is happening. Not because you pushed it, because it simply just happened. and continue the meditation, or slowly open your eyes and just feel how you have realized something, right? That it takes time to practice awareness. And that's really what he meant by the impure. Not that you're unclean, it's more that you're not trained to notice these subtle energies of how is my breath truly functioning? That there's a gap, that there's a turning point, there's a fusion point, however you want to call it. But in the end there is spaciousness between your in and your exhale. And that when you exhale, you empty. And when you inhale, you full. And which one of those is easier for you to rest in? Continue practicing these four. They are together. Next week I will go to the next 5 techniques. They are also together, they're like a group. And so we continue to look at these techniques, and hopefully you will find the one that works for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste.